In the grand kingdom of Olam, the streets were bustling with activity as the royal festival approached. People filled the air with music and dance, adorned in colorful fabrics that shimmered under the sun. The palace itself, a towering structure of gold and marble, stood at the heart of the kingdom. Among the crowd of revelers and traders, Amina, a young village girl, was on her way to deliver fruits to the princess. Amina, with her soft, deep brown eyes and braided hair that cascaded down her back, carried the basket of ripe mangoes and sweet pineapples. She marveled at the beauty of the palace, her heart racing with the thrill of seeing the royal grounds. As she ventured deeper into the palace, she encountered a strange and ancient door, one she had never noticed before. The door creaked open as if beckoning her in. Inside, the room was filled with a faint golden light. On the far side of the chamber, there was an ornate mirror. The mirror's frame was intricately carved, lined with rare jewels that sparkled under the dim light. As Amina drew closer, her reflection in the mirror was replaced by a startling vision, herself as a queen, sitting upon a throne. But the kingdom around her was crumbling, torn apart by flames and war. The reflection was chilling, showing the devastation that could come to pass. Startled, Amina pulled back, unsure whether it was a warning or simply a trick of her mind. Her hand still hovered above the cold surface of the mirror, and she could feel the strange energy swirling in the room. This moment would mark the beginning of a destiny she could not ignore. The discovery of the mirror did not remain a secret for long. Amina, despite her shock, was summoned to meet King Olumide himself. A powerful figure with a regal bearing, King Olumide wore a crown studded with diamonds, his royal robes flowing behind him like the very essence of authority. But his face, though composed, betrayed an unease when Amina spoke of the vision in the mirror. The king listened intently, his expression hardening as Amina recounted the warning. This was not the first time he had heard of such a prophecy. The royal mirror was known to reveal one's destiny, but for years, King Olumide had kept it hidden away, fearing its power. He had long believed that the prophecy would bring ruin, that the kingdom would be shattered by war, and his heir, his daughter Princess Zainab, would be the key to it all. Zainab, with her fair skin and graceful presence, had always been admired for her beauty and intelligence. But behind her flawless exterior, she harbored her own doubts. The princess had been betrothed to a prince from a neighboring kingdom, an alliance her father had arranged to strengthen the kingdom. However, Zainab's heart did not belong to the prince. It belonged to a commoner, someone of no royal blood, and she struggled with the duty placed upon her by her father's reign. The tension between duty and love grew, especially as Zainab secretly learned about Amina's encounter with the mirror. She could feel that the future was not set in stone, and she yearned for something more than just her father's plan for her. Her curiosity led her to seek out Amina in the palace gardens, where they met under the cover of twilight. "I need to understand," Zainab whispered, her voice tinged with fear. "What did the mirror show you?" Amina told her everything. The princess listened, her face softening with empathy. "We must stop this from happening. We cannot let the prophecy control us." The royal palace became a place of whispers and clandestine meetings. King Olumide, troubled by his daughter's defiance and the vision that haunted Amina, began to question his own decisions. He called upon his trusted advisor, Ademila, for counsel. Ademila, an older man with a sharp mind and a stern demeanor, was the kingdom's wise guide. He knew the law of the royal mirror better than anyone and understood its dark significance. "King Olumide," Ademila began, his voice heavy with the weight of years spent advising rulers, "the mirror has been hidden for a reason. It shows the true path, but paths can be altered. If Amina has seen this vision, then perhaps she is the one to break the prophecy. But we must be careful, changing fate may come with unforeseen consequences." The king pondered Ademila's words. Meanwhile, Amina and Zainab, growing closer in their shared pursuit of truth, sought a way to alter their fate. Amina had learned of an ancient oracle, a figure of great power, who could provide insight into the future. With nothing but their wits and courage, they decided to leave the palace and embark on a journey to find the oracle. The night before their departure, Amina had one final vision in the royal mirror, a vision that was even more disturbing than the last. In it, she saw herself wearing a crown of fire, leading a war-torn army to battle, with Zainab by her side. The image was hazy, but it was clear, if they did not change the course of events, the kingdom would fall into chaos. The journey to find the oracle was perilous. Amina, Zainab, and their small band of trusted servants traveled through dense forests, across dry plains, and over rugged mountains. The path was long, and their supplies dwindled as they ventured deeper into unknown lands. But despite the hardships, their resolve never wavered. They finally arrived at the oracle's temple, a crumbling structure perched on a high cliff, surrounded by clouds. The oracle herself was a woman of great age, her hair silver and flowing, her eyes gleaming with a mysterious wisdom. She greeted them with a knowing smile, as though she had been expecting them. "You seek answers," the oracle said softly, her voice like the rustling of leaves. "But be warned, not all answers are what you wish to hear." Zainab stepped forward. "We need to know how to change the prophecy. Can it be done?" The oracle studied her for a long time before speaking again. "Destiny is a path with many roads. You seek to walk another, but beware, the consequences are great. To change the future, one must make sacrifices." Amina, though filled with fear, knew that there was no turning back. She asked the oracle what they must do. "The mirror's power lies in the heart of the one who dares to alter it," the oracle replied. "The heart must be true, but the price of truth is often the soul's greatest burden." The return to the kingdom was not the end of the journey but the beginning of a new struggle. Armed with the oracle's wisdom, Amina and Zainab returned to the royal palace, where they confronted King Olumide. The king, seeing the resolve in their eyes, knew that his time of ruling in silence had come to an end. Together, the king, his daughter, and Amina confronted the royal mirror one last time. This time, as they gazed into its depths, they saw a new vision, a future where the kingdom remained united, not through war but through understanding and compassion. The kingdom would face challenges, yes, but they would stand together, with each person's destiny woven into the fabric of the land's future. In the end, the prophecy was not a curse, but a reminder that the power to shape destiny lay in the hands of the people who dared to change it. The mirror's warning was not one of inevitable ruin, but of the strength that comes from unity, love, and sacrifice. As King Olumide relinquished his crown and passed on the mantle to Zainab, the kingdom flourished. Amina, once a simple village girl, became an advisor to the new queen. And the royal mirror, no longer a tool of fate, became a symbol of the kingdom's newfound hope, one that would continue to guide future generations, not through fear, but through the courage to embrace change.